So guys, if you're clicking on this video, you have probably just passed selection and you are looking to best prepare yourself for your basic training. So today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you exactly how you can best prepare. And at the end of this video, I'm going to give you a free training plan that you can go ahead and use right away without any equipment or any gym membership or anything at all. All you're going to need is a pair of trainers to go running and a little bit of discipline. So guys, welcome to the video and welcome if you are new here. My name is Kyle. I used to be in the British Army and my current job role at the moment is to prepare people like yourselves to pass selection, and then when they've passed selection, best prepare them for what they're about to go through in phase 1 training, whether you're going in the Navy, the Army or the RAF, because it's going to be difficult no matter which one you are going into. You're going to be like a fish out of water, and one of the best things that we can do for basically free is prepare ourselves physically. So that is what we are going to go through today. It is not going to be easy, I'm going to tell you that now, and there's not going to be a lot of room for chilling out and sort of taking it easy. This is going to be something difficult that everyone has to go through, whether you're going in the Army, Navy or RAF. So what we're going to do today is we're going to best prepare. We're going to set a plan in place. This is going to be the sort of ideal plan, and what I've done with this plan is just stripped it back to the bare bones. So like I said, you will not need any equipment at all. You don't need a gym membership. However, if you do have a gym membership, then I would definitely encourage using that. But this one is just going to be very, very basic for someone that just has no resources at all, and all they have is a pair of trainers. Let's go. Okay, so when we think about preparing for the military, we've got to think on the athletic side, I would say. We're not being a bodybuilder, we're not being a power lifter, we're not being a bloody gymnast. We need to be athletic, we need to be able to do a range of things. So we need to really use the basic exercises, nothing fancy. We're using the basic exercises to get the best performance we can. Now, the first exercise that I'm sure you're all very familiar with, that you're going to have to be doing a lot of, is going to be running. But not just running by itself, we're going to put in a couple of different methods of running to ensure that we're building stamina and we're building speed at the same time, and making sure that we get comfortable running, because not everybody finds running very easy. Some may find it easier than others, and some may be faster than others, but we need to train all different methods to make sure we're getting overall better performance, because you're going to be doing different things throughout your training, whether that be long steady runs or quick hill sprints that you're going to have to perform on. So if we train for that now, then when we get there, it's going to be a little bit easier. So running is going to be a key part of this training program. The next thing is going to be just body weight exercises. I know they don't sound fancy. You're not in the gym lifting heavy weights and doing all this, that and the other. However, basic exercises like push-ups, squats, burpees and sit-ups are ideal for what you're going to be going into. If you have access to a gym, then by all means go and do it, but just try not to get too fancy with it. You don't want to be getting yourself injured by trying to do crazy deadlifts, overhead presses and all this, that and the other. Just make sure you keep it nice and simple and you stay within your sort of means, because you don't want to be getting injured now and pushing your start date back, or even getting deferred, because if you go to training injured, you can get deferred and medically discharged. So just bear that one in mind, guys. Do the basic things is what I'm going to say. We're going to talk about our press-ups, sit-ups, squats and burpees in this training program. So these are the ones we're going to look at. They don't sound very fancy, I've just said that. However, I can't reiterate it enough. If you can do these exercises effectively, they're going to get you blown out your ass. So let's get into the training program. So guys, what I've done with this training program is I've made 2 separate ones. I've made one for people that are aspiring to go paras, because that is going to require a little bit more activity than someone that is going into, say, something like AGC. Now, these training programs, guys, that are going to come on the screen now are going to be ideal circumstances. By no means do you have to do all of this stuff. I'm just putting plenty of work on there for you to do, so that you've got no excuses and you say to me you're not ready for basic training. Because if you do all this and you do all this week after week while you're leading up to your basic training, you'll definitely be in a good position when you get there, I can promise you that. But I understand not everybody is going to be able to deal with this volume. So if you are struggling a little bit, then just dial it back, maybe half the sort of weekly volume. So by that I mean half the amount of workout you do, or half the amount of distance you do on the run. But this is ideal circumstances. Like I said, this is what I would do now if I was going back through my time to best prepare myself. It's going to be difficult, however, it's going to get real good results, so just bear that in mind. So on the Monday, we're starting off with a steady state run. A steady state run, guys, is nice and slow. You're keeping your heart rate at a reasonable level. You shouldn't be proper heavy breathing. You should be able to hold a conversation. And as you can see there, it's got the time that you should be doing it in and the distance that you're going to be doing. Straight after that, in the afternoon on the PM, you're going to go into some bodyweight exercises like I spoke about before, where you're just going to be doing correct form on each one of these exercises and making sure that you're doing the exercise correctly. So then when you get to basic training and you are getting asked to do these exercises on your PT session, you are looking good with correct form and you're getting a real good workout. Because if you're not doing the form correctly, you're going to end up getting injured. The PTI is going to come over to you and say, look, do this, do this, do this. When if you practice this now, when you get there, you get left alone, and that is the best thing in the world. I promise you that now. So then we go to Tuesday. Something that gets overlooked in every single program is mobility work. Now, you might look at this, especially if you're quite young, you might think, oh, I don't need to do mobility work. I'm absolutely fine. I can tell you this now, guys, mobility will help you out massively. Firstly, it'll stop you getting injured. And secondly, it'll help increase overall performance because your muscles will be a lot stronger. Straight after that one, guys, we're going to go into our interval sort of training sessions. Now, these are where we are blowing out of our ass and we are really struggling to breathe. We're working to our maximum capacity. If you don't have a hill like it says there, then just find somewhere that you can sprint up and down a path or a road or whatever it is. Just make sure it's safe. And you're working as hard as you can on the sprint up there, and either a slow walk or a steady jog on the way back to bring that heart rate down, and then off you go again until you completed that, making sure you've done the warm-up and the cool down also. And then straight into the Wednesday, guys, exactly the same as the Monday afternoon. However, this time we're doing an AMRAP. If you're a bit unfamiliar with what an AMRAP is, it stands for as many reps as possible. And what I mean by that is we're going to work through each individual exercise. So 10 push-ups, 10 sit-ups, 10 squats, 10 burpees. And then we're going to keep on going through that as many times as we can in the allocated time. This is going to help you get your heart rate up, and you should be blowing a little bit on this, but it's going to allow your muscles to work under pressure from doing consecutive exercises on that muscle. So you're going to be starting to feel it on the chest and the legs and cardio as well, guys. So real good way just to get a good workout in a small amount of time. And then on the afternoon there, I've programmed in a little rest for you because rest is very important. Like I said before, if you're struggling with doing all of this exercise in these day periods, in this week period, then you can just ramp it down a little bit. The Thursday morning, we've got another steady state run. So this one is a little bit longer, guys. We're talking 6 miles in 60 minutes, which is 10 minutes a mile, which is probably going to be the sort of average pace you're going to be doing when you're in basic training. So just bear that in mind there. 10-minute miles is not that fast. But like I said, if you are struggling with that, then just dial it down. Maybe do 4 miles in an hour and build yourself back up. Afternoon, once again, we've got some mobility work. On the Friday morning, guys, we've got another style of running, which is tempo running, which is a fast run, yeah? So we're doing 3 miles and we're doing it nice and quick. I put a time in there, so it should give you a good idea of how quick you need to be running. But these tempo runs, guys, once again, the same as intervals, you are going to be hanging out your ass and you should be working to nearly your maximum capacity. Probably is about 90% of your maximum capacity. So just bear that one in mind. That one's going to be tough. And then on Saturday, I've got something called active recovery. And active recovery is a way of recovering by just doing low level sort of cardio, walking, cycling really, really slow, just to get the blood flow into the muscles, which in turn helps in recovery. And then Sunday, we're hitting it back hard again with another steady state run. And then in the afternoon there, we have got a couple of max effort push-ups, sit-ups, and burpees in 2 minutes. So for them 2 minutes, you will do as many push-ups as possible. For the next 2 minutes, you will do as many sit-ups as possible, and then so on with the burpees. And what I would say with that one, guys, is track it and see what you can do week after week. Try and beat it week after week, because you want to be trying to push yourself and improve it every single time. And that goes with all the runs. If you're finding them runs really easy, guys, then what you can do is either look at this next program I'm going to stick on the screen now, or you can just up the mileage a little bit on this program that is on the screen right now. So let's get into the next program, which is more tailored for people that are going into something like the parachute regiment. So guys, as you can see on the screen now, the program and the layout is pretty much the same. However, I've just altered the mileage and the sort of repetitions and the times on them. So it's the same sort of layout. You're just going to be working that little bit harder. Now, as people will be aware, people that are going to the parachute regiment get thrashed in terms of PT. So you need to be turning up very, very physically fit and mentally fit. And this program will hopefully get you to that position there. If you're still finding this quite easy, guys, then by all means, just keep on pushing yourselves. But ideally, you want to be doing something like this to ensure that you are fully prepared for when you go to depot. You do not want to be turning up there in a bad way physically, otherwise you are just not going to last more than 2 weeks. So just look at this program now, guys, and have a good sort of look at it and think, can I do that now? If you cannot do that now, you best start working if you're going into the parachute regiment, because it's very, very difficult to get through depot. And if you're not physically fit, you will not last. I can promise you that now. So just take that with a pinch of salt. It's the same sort of format, like I said. So have a look at it. You can screenshot it, do whatever you want with it. If you need any more advice on anything, guys, then you can just drop the questions in the comment section down below. I'm always happy to help and give advice on whatever you need. If you've got any other video ideas you would like me to sort of drop, then hit them down in the comment section as well. I just want to say thanks very much for watching the video. Catch you in the next one.